Good evening once again, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And YouTube has been telling me that 95% of my viewers have not subscribed to my channel. So I urge you people to subscribe to my channel so that we can reach the 1,000 mark within a month. So today I'll introduce loan amortization and I'll do a question on December pilot paper. This was question 24, part B. So I'll read the question. Assume an investor takes an investment loan of shillings 150 million. The loan is for 48 months at an annual interest rate of 15%, which the bank translates to a monthly rate of 15%. You divide by 12, you get 1.25%. The payments are to be made at the end of each of the next 48 months. Required, Roman 1, calculate the monthly payment on the loan. Roman 2, prepare a loan amortization schedule based on Roman 1. 3, assume that you have the following options to negotiate with the bank. There's option 1, which we have an annual interest rate of 15% and the term is 48 months. Option 2, we have annual interest rate of 18% and the term is 60 months. Option 3, we have 13% annual interest rate and the option is 36 months. Use a two-way data table to determine which option will be the most favorable to the investor. Yeah, so this is what we'll do. So I'll start with the Roman 1. I'll calculate the monthly payment on the loan. So before I do that, I'll do some analysis here. So I just say solution. Yeah, so solution. Let me just bold this. Yeah, so under solution, I'll start with the amount of loan. Yeah, the amount. So I'll just write amount. Then it was 150 million. Yeah, then I'll go to the number of periods. Yeah, number of periods, it's in months. The period which the loan will be taken. So it's supposed to be in months. So here we are told it was 48 months. Yeah, so I'll go to annual interest. Annual interest. Yeah, so the annual interest was 15%. Just write 15%. Then I'll also have to calculate the monthly rate, the monthly interest rate. So I just say monthly interest rate. Yeah, because on PMT, on the payment per month, we have to use the monthly rate. Yeah, so just come here and say equals to, so it will be 15%, and I'll divide by the 12 months. And then the next one. Yeah, now with this analysis, now I'll be able to calculate the PMT. So the PMT is the monthly payment. So I just write PMT. Yeah, so this is how you do it. I just say equals to, then I look at the PMT function, just equals to PMT. Then I'll click it. Then first I'll pick the rate. Then I'll follow by the number of periods, which I said should be in months. So I'll pick 48 months. Then, comma, then I'll put a negative sign. Then I'll pick the amount. Then I enter. So once I enter, I'll get 41,74,612.24. So this should be in general. Yeah, so let me remove the Kenya. the Kenya shilling tag. Yeah, so it will be 4,174,612.24. So that we have answered Roman 1, where they say calculate the monthly payment on the loan. So the monthly payment is 4 million. Yeah, so this is the monthly payment. So I just include it here. Yeah, so this is the monthly payment. So Roman 2, prepare loan amortization schedule based on Roman 1. So loan amortization schedule, this is how you prepare it. So you always start with, I'll prepare it here. So I'll start with the months. Then I'll go to PMT. The payment, the monthly payment, which is also called as PMT. Then I'll go to interest. Let me just expand this a little bit. Then after interest, I'll go to principal. Then after principal, I'll go to the end balance. End balance. So I'll expand this also, the end balance. And let me just go on this. Yeah. So that's how this is the format for preparing the loan amortization schedule. So in months here, I'll start with 0. Yeah, so at year 0, the end balance will be what we acquired from the bank, the loan amount. Pick it. But you recall that the number of periods here was 48 months. So I'll have to list all the months from 0 to 48 months. So this is what I will do. I just go to fill, then I go to series, and then it's a column. So my step value will be 1, but I'll stop at 48. Just say okay. Yeah, so it will fill all through up to 48 months. So you spare time. Yeah, you spare your time on that. So I'll start with the first month. So I'll start with the PMT. So the PMT is this. Yeah, so I'll enter the PMT. Then we'll also have an interest. So the interest, on PMT, I'll have to lock it because it will be constant all through for the 48 months. So I'll lock it completely with an F4. Then I enter. Yeah, because it will be constant all through. Yeah, so I'll come to interest. Interest will be the monthly interest. So I'll pick it. Yeah, and it will also be constant all through. The interest rate, it will be constant all through. So I'll also lock it. Yeah, and I'll multiply it by the end balance to get the interest per month, because the interest is charged on the amount borrowed. Yeah, on the borrowed amount in the bank. Yeah, on the principal. So I'll multiply that. Then I'll enter. Yeah, then the principal is the difference between the total amount you pay per month, which is the PMT, and the interest. Yeah, so I'll just pick this and I subtract this. Yeah, and I'll get my principal. And my end balance will be, this end balance is the principal. So it will be reduced by this. So I'll just pick this and I subtract that. Yeah, so I'll get 147,700. So that's happened for year 1. So you can do that all the way. You go to year 2, you do the same. But because of time, and the reason why we locked so that we can copy everything. The reason why we locked this. So what you do, just come here after locking this, and you just click or you drag. So when I click, it will go all the way to the last month. Yeah, then you go to the second one because you have already locked. So you click and it will give you that. You go to principal, you double click again, it will give you that value. Then you come here and double click. Yeah, and the values will change automatically. So the last value should be 0. Yeah, as you can see, the last value here was 0. So this is the loan amortization schedule. This is the loan amortization schedule. So by that, we'll have answered Roman number 2. So we go to Roman number 3, and they're saying assume that you have the following options to negotiate with the bank. Option 1 is an annual interest rate of 15% at 48 months. Option 2 is 18%, 60 months. Option 3 is 13, 36 months. So they're saying use a two-way data table to determine which option will be the most favorable. So here we'll introduce a data table. So I'll do it somewhere here. Let me do it here. So I'll do it here. My workings will be here. So this is what I will do. I will determine what is supposed to be included in the column. So in the columns, I'll include months. And as you can see, the lowest month here is 36. I'll start with 36 all the way to 60 months. So what I can do, I just go to series. Yeah, I'll fill and series, and it's a column. So my step value here, I want to add 4. Yeah, I'll add 4 to 36. So, and my stop value should be 60 months. So I just say okay. Yeah, then I'll have 36, 40 all the way. Yeah, then again here on the row, I'll now introduce the interest. The smallest value for interest is 13%. So I'll start with 13%. Yeah, so I think I'm supposed to put it there. So it will be 13%. So 13%, I'll go to fill the same way because it's a two-way data table. Yeah. So this one, this another one. So that's a two-way data table. So just come here and look at the series, and it's 13 up to 18. Yeah. So maybe I'll just put a step value of 1%. Yeah, step value of 1%. Then I'll stop at 18%. And it's on the row. So I just say okay. Sorry. I was supposed to put this here. So I'll go to series. Then it's a row. Then my step value will be 1%. Then I'll stop at 18%. So I just say okay. So when I say okay, yeah, let me just extend this because 18 has jumped to the 8. Yeah, so up to 18%, it's there. So yeah, so let me just bold this percentage. Also bold this. Yeah, so this is the two-way data table. So how are we going to calculate it? So I'll highlight this. Up to there. And then I'll just a minute. I'll select this. Yeah, I'll include this here. I'll include the PMT. Yeah, then I'll select this all through. Yeah, then I'll just go to data, and I will go to what if analysis, and we have scenario manager, goal seek. Then I'll pick data table. Yeah, then I'll look at the row input cell. So the row input cell will be what is on the row. This is the row. So what was on the row was 15%. So I'll select 15%. Then I'll come to the column input cell. The column is the months, the number of months, the period. So the period which is there was 48. Then I just say okay. So when I say okay, the values will run all through. Yeah, you can see was 50 reduced to, yeah, so these are the amounts. These are the amounts you are supposed to use to advise the investor. Because the question was use a two-way data table to determine which option will be the most favorable to the investors. So I'll start by checking at 15% interest rate for 48 months. So I'll just come to 15% for 48 months. It's here. Let me see the amount you will be paying monthly. So I'll just highlight it. I'll go to Chrome and I'll just put it a yellow mark. So it is around 4,174,612. Yeah, the exact amount we had for 48 months. This one. So we'll be paying this monthly. Then the next step is 18% at 60 months. So I just go to 18 here for 60 months here. So I'll just also put a yellow mark. Yeah, you can see it's 3,809,014. So I'll go to option 3, which is 13% at 36 months. So I'll just come to 13, 36, and it's here. So I'll also mark it with the yellow. Yeah, so you can see this 5 million, 5.054 million, but this is now the lowest. So in advising an investor, you will advise him on the most favorable option. So the most favorable option will be to go for option 2, which has an annual interest rate of 18% at 60 months, and the payment period to be 60 months. So we'll pick this, which is 3.890, and that's how you are supposed to tackle that question. So with that, you will be done with this question. So thank you.